Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas with you, visiting with Rebecca Studer and Denise Troike from Pregnancy Choices. Rebecca is Director of Client Services, which also means that she is kind-hearted enough to oversee the volunteer program, because that is how they are providing all these services to the clients. And Denise Troike is one of the good-hearted people who volunteers. So we really appreciate your time with us today. You've got a you've got a volunteer training coming up beginning February 19th. So right around the corner. Somebody's ears might have just perked up saying, okay, I know deep in my heart, this is what I need to be doing. So February 19th, what, where, how long, what takes place? Tell us all about it.
I love it. It's a 21-hour comprehensive training, and it's over the course of 6 days. So we spread it out Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday the following week. So it ends on March 2nd, and it is just a great overview. I actually went through it myself when I was new to the ministry last February. I can't believe that. And it's a great just overview of all the services. It's a great place to start. You hear from many different staff. I help plan it and implement it, but you really don't hear from me much during that time. I wanted it to make, when I took on this position, I really wanted to make it a team effort. And so you hear from lots of different staff based on, what area they're serving in. And you hear from each of our directors, which, are spread out from Massillon to Akron. And just everything from what a client advocate entails, what they do, to our sold out program that goes into the schools. And really we get pretty specific as to what our needs are, so that they can be aware, but also we want them to, most importantly, pray. And we are praying for them during that time. And we really just want them to be in tune to how God is calling them to serve. And most importantly, obey what He's, how He's leading them, and whatever department, whatever avenue that is. Personally speaking, I think we do a great job with running it. I think that people come away with it having a lot better sense of how we serve, the type of clients that we serve, just our overall operations of the ministry. And we're looking for volunteers.
Will this be in the evenings when you say Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays? So Tuesday, Thursday evenings, what times are we talking about?
So both Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be from 6 to 9. And then that first Saturday, which I believe is the 23rd, that's going to be from 9 to 3. And then the second Saturday, which ends up being March 2nd, that is the final day of training. That's from 9 to noon. And all of this is located at our main office on 22nd Street. We have a lower level classroom, and it's all held there.
And you went through the training, and Denise, you went through the training.
Yes.
Tell me about your experience with it.
I think I said before, it just blew me out of the water because I didn't really understand what could possibly we talk about for 21 hours. But I learned a lot, especially about the clients themselves. They try to help you understand maybe where these people are coming from and what their needs are and what their stories are, and so that you can be sensitive to that. And they really equip you well, I feel, with an understanding of who your population is.
You hear over and over again with client testimonials that they weren't judgy, that I did not feel judged, that I felt that I could come in. I was afraid that I would come in and be looked down on, and that's not the reception at all. Is that something you cover with the volunteers, or is this just a way that their hearts just are?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And all the other directors who train during that volunteer training convey that very well to the volunteers, and just we want to make sure that we're coming across non-judgmental, that we express our words in love, just like God would want us to. And that's why it's so important, I think, to as you're going through training, to be praying on how you want me to serve, Lord. And it's just, I think we want to come across accepting, loving, and I think, our advocates do a great job of that.
Is part of the training actually even being able to share the gospel with some of these young people.
Yeah, absolutely. That is, we have had in services in the past to our volunteers about sharing the gospel with clients, how we can do that more effectively. We just had somebody recently come talk to our center about specifically sharing the gospel with clients just in the last week. And so, I think a lot of our advocates are open with sharing their story too, which I think clients resonate with, right? Being transparent. Being transparent, I think, with our clients is one of the best things that we can do. Yeah. It's something they can relate well with.
Many people who work at the center or who volunteer with the center have been walking in those shoes that clients are now walking in. And how does that resonate with a client that, oh my goodness, you were in my shoes? We were in the same boat at one time? That's got to really have an effect.
Oh, sure. I'm sure that, just that develops that relationship so much more, and encourages them to meet with them in the future. Then too, to stick with that client advocate, that's fostering that relationship with them. That's the more, oh, she can relate to me, I want to schedule another time to meet with her and another time. And obviously we have some clients that some of our client advocates meet with new clients and they retain clients. And, we have a couple client advocates that I can think of right now that have served with us for years. And they're older, and some of the younger clients, they just love to meet with them. They've got that motherly, I don't know what a
vibe going.
Yes,
nurturing that maybe
Yes.
they didn't have.
Absolutely.
Right, that they might be experiencing
They're
for the
so
first
attracted
time.
to them. Yeah.
Seems like relationship would be very organic, that this would not just be a formal, hi, we're meeting and now we're not meeting, but that our true relationship and even mentoring relationship might develop.
Yeah, absolutely. And our client advocates too, when they, they have their shift that they come in to volunteer for, but in the case that they are not, the clients don't come, okay, or they, have to cancel or reschedule their appointment, our advocates are following up with past clients that they've seen and just taking that relationship an extra step, calling to say, how are you feeling? How is your pregnancy? I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. So it's not just coming in the door, hey, how you doing? I'll see you later.
Yeah.
It's really...
So I know somebody's hearing this going, oh, I want to do this. And someone else is hearing, I want to do this, but maybe I want to stuff envelopes first. So, and you need all of it. That's what you're saying.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely.
And, what I would say is for people that are interested in volunteering, if the volunteer training works with you, get in touch with me. We can get you signed up. It's not too late. It does give you a great overview. If the training doesn't work out, the dates and the times don't work out with your schedule, our next one is in June. Our schedule is completely different, and I can share that information, but you can still get involved. I've talked with so many people over the last 2 weeks that say, training doesn't work, but I still want to get plugged in. And I tell them, that's okay. We have needs for you.
Perfect.
There are needs that you can still meet. Yeah.
Just for the person really planning ahead, when is the June, I don't know if you know the dates already, but...
I do, actually.
Wow. Okay.
I do. So it starts June 10th, and it goes through the 13th. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, back to back. And I believe it's from 9 to... it's either from 9 to 3 or 9 to 3:30, each of those days. So it's, most of the day, back to back, Monday through Thursday.
And man, would that fit in perfect for a teacher's schedule?
It would be. And that's why we kind of, we had it a little bit earlier, but we pushed it back to the second week of June so that school was out and that teachers would be free.
Perfect.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, aren't you a smart cookie? Okay. Well, we want to just really remind everybody this starts February 19th. And if you're interested, how do they sign up, Rebecca?
So they can call our main number, which is 330-455-7500. They can talk with any of the receptionists and just simply state that you're interested in volunteering. They will refer that phone call to me, or you can call that number and specifically type in extension 204. That's my desk, And
You're willing to take all those calls.
I'm
huh?
willing to take them.
Okay.
Bring them on.
All right. Awesome. It begins February 19th and it ends March 2nd, but it's only meeting the Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturdays.
Correct.
So we love stories around here. And in our last couple of minutes, let's hear, what are some things? Rebecca, you've been there a year. I'm sure you've seen some things of just lives changed just in your short time. Can you think of something that you'd be willing to share with us? And while you're thinking, let's go to Denise and in your experiences of getting to work as a volunteer, what have you seen as far as just people whose lives have been impacted by this ministry?
I think the main thing this ministry offers is hope. I would have to say that just that things can be different and there are people to support you and love you along the way. And I think that we all need that. We all need to feel like we're not alone, especially when difficult times come. And I think Pregnancy Choices does an amazing job just by the fact that they do have these recovery programs as well, beyond the practical help that they give or the classes that they give. I mean, it covers the whole person. It covers the individual and maybe their needs. It covers them as a parent and then beyond. So I think there's just a lot of hope in those walls, and I see it on the faces of the women who are there.
Rebecca, how about you?
Well, I can't think of any specific story, but I can think of a couple clients who in the last year, well, probably actually in the last 6 months, that came in, met with a couple of our advocates, and after meeting and developing that relationship, after a few visits, came to Christ and accepted Christ. And that, to me, are those clients that stand out, that came in that were just hopeless, and had, everybody has their issues, everybody has them, but that they that what I love is that we are equipped, or our job is to be equipped so that we can share the love of Christ with them and let them know that. They're just let them know how much, how intense and, how intense, I guess that's the only word I can think of, that how intense his love is for them. I'm stumbling over my words, but those are the things that stand out to me, and that, they come in and maybe are looking for baby supplies, but they end up leaving knowing, wow, I just accepted Christ as my Savior.
So much
That's
more life-changing.
Cool. Yeah.
The times we live in, anybody who watches the news, there has never been a more critical time for the ministry that you offer for women facing an unplanned pregnancy. And so you certainly have our prayers. We didn't even get into the fact of what you're doing as far as combating the infant mortality rate that Stark County is so dismal with. But what you're doing with the VITAL program and teaching those young moms just important things about safe sleep and having a car seat and things that are so necessary to be able to keep a baby alive for that first year, not watering down formula, basics. And that you're there for them. So, folks, I know are going to want to come alongside you and volunteer. We'll give them the number one more time. It's 330-455-7500. Rebecca said I could say it's extension 204.
Give me a call.
And training begins February 19th. Rebecca Studer, Denise Troike, Pregnancy Choices. Thank you for all you do in our community.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.